Hey everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 organizing mistakes that you might be making. Hopefully you aren't making any of these, but if you are, this video will help you identify those mistakes that you're making so you can course correct and make your home as organized as possible. With that said, let's jump right into the first mistake that you might be making. The first mistake is falling for too many organizing hacks. Now, these hacks are absolutely everywhere. I've seen Facebook videos where they talk about them. Here on YouTube, you're bound to find tons of organizing hack videos. I've seen it on Pinterest and Instagram, maybe even in magazines. So they're everywhere, but these hacks are usually things that are super out of the box and off the wall, and that's for a reason. They're things you haven't heard of or haven't thought of because they don't usually work. They're crazy things like if you cut a slit in a straw and do something strange, you can reseal a bag of potato chips, something like that. If you think about the fact of doing all of those little steps to try and come up with a hack, there would be a product that did that if that was really the best way to do it. And the fact that there isn't a product on the market that doesn't do that probably means that it doesn't quite work. Of course, there are always inventions that need to be made to solve our life problems, but that's more the 1 in a million scenario. That's the unicorn in the organizing hacks. Most of them are usually duds. So don't let yourself fall for those organizing hacks and use things that are actually tried and true methods to organize. Number 2 is buying organizing products first. I love organizing products. If you know me at all, you know that I do love to purchase products to help me organize. It can get so exciting to want to run out and buy all of those pretty bins and baskets, but that is such a mistake. You need to organize your space first. You need to evaluate your space first, and better yet, you need to go through the decluttering process first. If you go out and buy products first for a bunch of stuff that you're going to end up decluttering, you're going to have the completely wrong products to organize the things that you actually end up with. So when you go buy your products first, there are 2 main mistakes that you'll end up making, and that is having bins and baskets and organizing tools that are either too big or too small for the items that you're organizing. And then the other mistake is that you're going to have bins, baskets, organizers, whatever it is, that don't fit the space. Measuring things first, you may end up buying a piece of furniture or shelves that hold all of the things that you want to store. So coming up with that main plan first and then going out and buying your products makes so much more sense than running out to the store, getting super excited over all of the organizing goodies, which I don't blame you for, but it's really going to be beneficial for you, your space, and of course your wallet if you wait to purchase those organizing products till you've finished with that plan and, like I said, decluttering first. The next one is choosing form over function. We can all agree that an organized space is a beautiful space, and there's something just very visually pleasing about an organized space, but we can't forget the true purpose of organizing. The true purpose of organizing isn't just to look pretty, but it's to make our lives and our homes and our spaces more productive and work for us. That's why we organize. When you're just going by the look of something and not considering how it works in your lifestyle and how it's going to improve your life, you're organizing for the wrong reason. And that's super important when you're looking at Pinterest and scrolling through Instagram and seeing all of these beautiful images of organized spaces. Even watching my YouTube videos or following me on Instagram, which I would love if you follow me on Instagram. It's at Sophisticated Organization as well over there. But I don't want you to look at my photos or see what I'm organizing on my YouTube videos or anybody else for that sake and want to just copy what you see, because what I'm doing in my spaces or what somebody else is doing in their spaces might not work for you. And I hope that when you look at Pinterest and all of these different places, you're getting some inspiration and you're critically thinking about whether those things are going to work for you or not. And I think it's perfectly fine if you see something and you say, wow, that's really beautiful, and I'm so glad that that works for that person, but it's not my lifestyle. That person has hundreds of shoes and I have 4 pairs of shoes. So their organizing is going to be completely different from yours. Don't forget the purpose of organizing. It's to improve your life and your home, and not just to make it look pretty, but that is definitely an added bonus. This one you might not like me for, but the fourth mistake is buying cheap organizing products. So I don't want to stand here and tell you that you need to go blow your entire paycheck at the Container Store and that's the only way that your home is going to be organized. Definitely not what I'm saying. But I think when you buy cheaper organizing products, they actually end up costing you more money in the long term. If you follow me here on YouTube and like I said on Instagram, you'll see that a lot of the products I do use are higher quality organizing products. And that's because they truly last. And when I recommend organizing products to you guys, I want them to be higher quality organizing products or things that I've personally tested, because I don't want you to purchase those things and they end up breaking a week or a month or however long down the road. And that's the whole point of this. If you go out and purchase those cheaper items, they are probably going to end up breaking or warping or leaking, any of those things. And then you end up spending more money because yes, you saved money when you first purchased the product, but you'll probably have to end up replacing it. And it's possible you'll be frustrated with the product that you got, not want to repurchase the same thing and go up a level and purchase something that's a little bit more expensive that you could have just purchased in the first place and saved yourself that time and money of buying the cheaper option. I do want to say that I think the Dollar Tree and dollar stores do have great organizing products that you can help organize your home with. I just don't think they last very long. And I do think when you buy something that's higher quality and a little bit higher of a price point, it is going to look a little bit nicer. I know it's not the purpose of organizing, which we just talked about, but it is an added bonus to have your organizing look aesthetically pleasing. And sometimes those items that you can get at dollar stores are crazy bright colors and not really at least the organizing look that I personally go for. I also want to mention that there's something in between of a dollar store and the Container Store. So looking at places like Target or Walmart, IKEA, Amazon has tons of great organizing finds, and you can look at reviews and see what people say about those products and how they hold up. So I personally like to stick in that middle ground. I do love the Container Store. It's one of my favorite places to go shopping, but I have to admit a lot of those products are really pricey. So finding things in those middle grounds is a great option. And as you'll see around my home, I have a mix of products. I probably purchase most of my organizing products from the Container Store, Target, and Amazon. So don't be fooled by those cheaper products thinking that you're saving money, because like I said, oftentimes you're actually not. The last organizing mistake that you might be making is overestimating or underestimating the amount of time that it's going to take to organize a particular space or your entire home. If you're somebody that's overestimating the amount of time that it's going to take, you're probably that person that's procrastinating or doesn't want to start a project in general because you know how long it's going to take and you know that you can't get it done because it's just going to take way too long and it's easier to avoid it. I'm here to tell you it's really not going to take as long as you think it's going to take. You just need to start. If you get in there and you get started, you're going to start feeling so much better. And even if it does take you a while to organize that space or even the large project of organizing your entire home, I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. You can break it down in chunks, but don't let the feeling of it's going to take me too long, I don't have time for that, deter you from starting. All you need to do is get started, and I promise you'll get the momentum to keep going. Now, if you're on the flip side and you think like, this isn't a big deal, it's not going to take me that long, I'm just going to buckle down and get every space done and I'll knock it out in a weekend or a couple of weekends and my home will be organized, that's probably unrealistic. When you're going through and organizing each and every space in your home, you want to take the proper time to do it right the first time. So really going through that decluttering process, coming up with a plan of how you want that space to work, how is it going to improve your life, and going through each and every step is really, really critical to make that space work for you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but when you go through that space, even if you do it right the first time, organizing takes maintenance. You're gonna have to come back around to every space in your home. Maybe once a year, you're gonna have to just kind of trickle through every space that you've already in-depth organized and just kind of check in, make sure those systems are still working for you. There's nothing that you need to declutter in those areas, because organizing isn't a one and done thing. You always want to check in on your spaces and make sure they're working for you to the fullest. Those are my top 5 organizing mistakes that you might be making. Let me know in the comments below which one of these you're the most guilty of and which mistake you might have been making. And hopefully this helped you identify it so you can correct and make your home even more organized. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. If you subscribe to my channel, that would also mean the world to me. I have lots of organizing, decluttering, and cleaning videos here on my channel. But until next time, I will see you guys later.